Hi guys, so welcome to the video. Today I will be demonstrating how I start my vegetables in containers. This is my first year trying this. Last year, a couple of years ago, I actually had a garden beside our home, and it turned out extremely well. We reaped a lot of harvest from it, and so it was definitely a positive experience. So this year, because we are planning on moving, I went on and decided to just do them in containers this year. So I'm going to bring you along with me as I set up my herb and vegetable garden. Right now I'm showing you the plants that I have. I did get some thyme, some basil, English basil and sweet basil, parsley, squash. What else is out there? And I think we have a rosemary out there. So what I'm doing now is I did put the holes in the bottom of the container. I am putting in just a little bit of dirt, just enough so that they have a foundation. You don't want to put too much dirt in at this point. You want to kind of situate your plants first. And I know some of the plants do look like they are a little distressed, and they are. I have been able to revive plants before, so I figured it was fine. We would go with it. It's just, as you can tell on the parsley, it looks like some of the leaves are yellow. So and because I am still fairly new to the gardening process, like I said, I've not had any problems thus far. Everything typically that I plant, I'm very successful with. So no complaints there. I'm not, I guess, an expert, so you will see me kind of not doing things as you may see another gardener doing, but everyone does things differently. What I do has worked for me. There are some things that that you learn as you go, so you kind of correct as you go. And now once you get your plants situated the way you want them in the container, then you want to go back and add more dirt just to stabilize them. And then at that point, you're just pretty much adding fertilizer and distributing your dirt and situating your plants just to make them neat in the container. So at this point, it's just pretty much fluffing. I do keep my tags just because they are helpful as the process is continuing along. You'll notice that sometimes if you're new to gardening, that you'll have to refer to those little tags for instructions, because I do find sometimes that you'll see a plant and it looks like it's wilting, or the leaves are starting to turn colors, and you just want to refer back to something to kind of help you figure out, am I giving it too much sun? Am I watering it too often? That type of thing. So you just want to make sure that you have something to refer to. There is still the internet, of course, but yeah, you do want to kind of refer to something when you notice that your plants are looking like they're distressed. You want to try to figure out what it is so that you can catch it before they actually die completely. And now that's the way I do my fertilizer. It may not be how other people do theirs, but that's how I do it right now. I just kind of sprinkle it around, and then I just go back and finish with the remainder of the dirt that I'm going to use excuse me, to top my container. Oh, and that's deal. I think that's deal. Yeah, right there where my hand is. the deal kind of gave me a hard time. And so as I, give you guys the latter videos, I'll kind of go through and tell you, what happened along the way as far as during the growing process with everything that I'm planning here. So you'll definitely get follow up on these. So stay tuned for those videos. I'm sure it will be in a vlog style. I'm sorry. My voice has been acting up, but yeah, so it'll be like in a vlog style, so just stay tuned for those videos. But anyway, now I'm just watering my plants, because once you transfer plants or anytime you move plants, you want to make sure that you water them. And so that's what I'm doing here. And don't mind my container. I had this thing in the house and I was like, I'm not even using that. So let's just see if we can use this, because I wanted something with a very small spout, because I didn't want to, overwater them when I first placed them, because I have did that before. And you don't necessarily kill your plants, but you have to work to keep from killing them at that point. So yeah, you don't want to put too much water. That's probably the biggest mistake a lot of people make, is overwatering, myself included, because I still do that to some of my plants. So anyway, that's how it's looking now. Okay, and so now what I'm showing you guys is the first time that I won't say the first time. I tried this one time before where I did the potatoes in the container, but I had no idea what I was doing, and it was an epic fail. So I saw a video, I watched a video that was supposed to demonstrate, and I thought I had gotten it, but it wasn't, I guess, a full detailed video. So anyway, I kept researching and I decided to try it again. So this is the same pot from the first time I failed, I think. No, it's not. Anyway, so we're putting the potatoes. You put a little bit of dirt in just to, of course, give yourself a foundation. Then you're going to put your potatoes. These are potatoes that I had that I allowed to develop the eye, which is the little areas that poke out like a little, like you can see like a little root or something starting from the potato. I allowed those to develop, and because I knew I was going to use them for planting. So you just want to put those into the pot. And I later learned after I did this, but luckily I had, I guess, these eyes close enough to face in a full upward. You're supposed to have your the little eye that I was telling you about, looks like little roots that pop out of the potato. Make sure those are pointing upward so that your root grows up, or so that your plant grows up. So that was the only thing I didn't specifically do that time, but I did, I think, do the first time that it failed. But this time I didn't really do it, but wait till y'all see them. It worked. I mean, I guess I had enough of them up. So yeah, it worked out for me, but just make sure for yourself that that's what you do. And then you just want to put a layer of dirt on top of the potatoes. Now I'm doing something a little different. This is like like a little bonus trick for you guys. I decided to put these tomato plants in this pot as well, because I figured I would have all that extra space, why not utilize it? So I decided to put the tomato plant in there. And so what you want to do is just treat it the same way. That top layer of dirt is your foundation. So you go ahead, put your tomato plant or plants in, and then cover, them with dirt. And then you can allow the process to take place at that point. And I will say it did work. You'll get to see later. So stay tuned, like I said, for that video. But it, you just do that, and what happens, I'll go ahead and, I'll tell you in the next video on what you have to do to make that happen, to make it happen to where your tomatoes and your potatoes are both gonna grow. So I'll tell you that part in the next video, but for right now, this is what you're doing to set it up. And I put my fertilizer there because I figure, you know, that's the perfect meeting ground for both of them to be fertilized. And then I just finish with the remainder of dirt. Now I will give you another tidbit here. My husband told me that the only thing I didn't do, which I did this by myself, he wasn't home when I did this, and so I didn't, like when I did the garden, our real garden that was in the yard, he helped me with that because I had no idea how to do it. So he helped me along that process, him and my mom. So with this, I just kind of, you know, did it myself. And the one thing that I didn't do was I didn't get manure. And my husband said that that's the one thing that I should have gotten, because we did do that in the garden. And I noticed that I had a harder time with my plants this year. So we did get some manure, but it was once they were always, you know, already kind of, you know, off to their growth spurt or whatever. So I'm still going to add the manure to the plants, but that was something I should have did early. So yeah, he said the first dirt that he would say put down would be manure. So just a FYI when you get ready to start your garden. But anyway, I'm just showing you pretty much how you put the dirt in without damaging your plants. I'm kind of heavy-handed, so I am kind of rough sometimes, and so I have to catch myself and make myself be gentle with things like that. But yeah, the plants, you want to be careful not to bend or break the stems that are growing or the leaves. You just want to be, you know, as gentle as you can with it. But of course, I don't mean, you know, delicate to where you, I mean, I don't think you have to do that, because I mean, they withstand wind and all kind of things if they were just growing natural. So I don't think you have to be that delicate, but just be careful not to break off your stems when you're putting your plants in the dirt. And then once again, we're going to go ahead and water the plant. Oh, and just another thing too, if you're starting a garden, don't go out buying all that extra stuff. You don't need like those spouts to water your plants and stuff. That stuff is cute. That's all it is. It's cute, because I have bought so many of those things, and I don't even know, like the last one I bought was a big one and it was nice and cute. I don't even know what the thing is, honestly. I think I sat it outside like with the rest of my little garden and things, and I don't know. I mean, the thing, I can't keep up with them, or they break, or to me, they're just not worth it. I mean, if you're really, or I decide I don't want to water my plants with them because I pick up something else, because it's force of habit to just pick up something and water stuff. So I don't think it's necessary, but I mean, if you got to have it for presentation, that's fine. But so here is my peace lily, and this plant is 2 pieces in there. Lord, this thing has been I thought I was doing a good job with them at first. And let me tell you the story about my peace lilies. One of my peace lilies is my husband's grandfather's from when he passed. And then the other piece is my grandmother when she passed. So that's why I'm determined I got to keep these alive. But I didn't do so well at first. And I think it was because I just assumed that what I was doing was working, because they weren't really dying quickly. But it's like when they died, they like died. So these are coming back to life. I figured out what I did. Number one, I didn't research my plant. So like I said, research your plants. So I didn't research the plant because I just figured it would live. And then what I found out was that the peace lily didn't really require all the watering I was doing, and it didn't really need the sunlight that I was giving it at one point. So it was a learning process, but the plant has been with us it's been a few years now. So they're still hanging in there, and when they grow back nice and tall and strong, I'll show you them. I'll be sure to update you guys. So anyway, the last one here, no, this is the last one, next to the last one that I'm doing, is this plant my husband got me. Very pretty. I didn't research this until after. I didn't really research this plant. I went off the tag. Now, I will tell you, don't just go off the tag when it comes to like flowers or plants if it's not enough information. This one apparently didn't have enough information on it. No, there was no information. There wasn't a tag on this one. So I didn't know what to do with it. I just kind of, I think I kind of gave up on it at first because it just died. It was real pretty when it came home, but then it just died. And I was like, what happened? And so when I looked it up, I realized that this is a high maintenance, honey. If you want a pretty plant, then you're going to have to call her high maintenance because she's high maintenance. She has to, well, she can sit outside in the sun all day, every day, because she loves sunlight. And she can be watered twice a day, a lot. Like, you do not have to worry about drowning this plant, and you don't have to worry about her getting too much sunlight. She's an amazing plant. I don't know. But yeah, so once I figured that out, when you see her now, you'll be shocked. So when you see the next video, you got to see how this plant looks now. So yeah, I didn't have to repot this one because it came in a pretty pot anyway. So this one, she's just maintaining. So what I'm doing now is just what you have to do. If you notice your plant dies and you want to save your plant, go through and prune your plant. So you want to make sure to pull all the dead pieces out. Some things you need to clip, but if it's like these were just dried dead pieces, so you can just basically pull this stuff off. But if it's something that you can't just pull off gently, like you can't gently grab it and it pulls off, then you may need to cut it because you don't want to damage your plant. So, because I mean, you have to treat them, I guess, like you would treat something that you care about. You don't want to just be jerking on it and stuff. So anyway, you want to pull off all the dead pieces, pull them out of the pot. Do not leave the dead pieces inside your pot because that will eventually kill your plant too. Yeah, and then just start the regimen from that point, and then the plant will come back to life. And then this one, I think, is just beautiful. I haven't had to split this one yet, but I will. But I just wanted to bring it out and see if I needed to do anything to it because I hadn't messed with it yet, and I thought I needed to repot it, but I found that I didn't at this point. I could wait. And so I'm just going to put a little bit of fertilizer in there. And this one requires really no watering, and it maintains itself as well. Like the dead leaves will just fall off when they fall off and replenish themselves. And it doesn't require really any sunlight and very little watering. So it's a low maintenance plant. So I like this one too. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys. I'll leave any other information I can think of down in the description box, but you see I'm using my water bottle that I had brought out too. I had ran out of water in the other thing, and I'm like, look, I'm about finished. We're gonna go and finish to use this water out the water bottle. Which, something else I do, if I have water bottles laying around my house and nobody wants to claim them or whatever, I'll take them and water my plants with them. I mean, I know that, you know, nothing's wrong with the people in my house, so I'll take them and water my plants. So make sure, you know, it's just helpful tips to know, you know, keep you from being so wasteful. But anyway, that is it. I think I have repotted and replenished all of my plants, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know down in the comment section if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.